elements. Simple human sense.
Well, it certainly felt fairly muggy out there today. We did see a few pop-up showers and thunderstorms. Most of those now are to our east and pushing away from mid-Michigan. In terms of lightning, not a whole lot out there, so mainly just rain showers and a few thunderstorms here as we wind down the day and head into the overnight hours. Temperatures currently 76 in Lansing, 84 though in Jackson, still hot in Adrian at 90 degrees. Forecast for tonight, few evening showers or storms still possible, but the chances go down through the evening. By tomorrow morning, we're in the upper 60s with mostly cloudy skies coming on. We've got more heat, more humidity on the way, and the chance for more storms. 6 News at 5 starts right now.
WLNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at 5.
Trump tariffs on fireworks will mean the 4th of July may be a dud for some local vendors and those hoping to celebrate the holiday. It's our top story at 5. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jorma Duran. Michiganders love to celebrate America's independence, and millions will include fireworks next Friday on the 4th of July, but fireworks come from China. And 6 News has found out Trump's tariffs are causing fewer pop-up tents going up and higher prices. Rachel Ramsey is here for you now live in the studio with why options and maybe your wallet going boom this year. Good evening, Rachel.
Good evening, Jorma. These tariffs came down right around the same time that many fireworks suppliers shipped their stock to the U.S., which has sparked the issue of a possible shortage. I spoke with the owner of a big fireworks store in Jackson, and he says if you want fireworks for this 4th of July, you should buy them sooner rather than later. You can't have the 4th of July without fireworks.
Your total is $660.71.
It's a once-a-year event for many, but for Sparky with Sparky's fireworks outlet, it's his life.
I've been playing with fireworks since I was a little kid. Thanks for shopping at Sparky's.
The store owner says he's noticing that the fireworks supply Americans are used to is different this year.
It is going to be a buyer beware season.
He says some of the temporary tents you see pop up around the 4th are taking the year off from selling due to the tariffs the U.S. put on China.
There's going to be an opportunity to pay too much for fireworks. We're going to experience possibly the biggest shortage ever because a lot of fireworks didn't make it into the United States.
As a major supplier, Sparky says he got his supply before the tariffs hit, but now he hopes he will have enough.
I know I've bought enough, and I usually do for our seasons, but if that guy that went to that tent site and now those tents aren't there, are they going to beat my regular customers here, and are we going to have a problem?
Sparky is planning to see more customers than ever and is warning people to get their fireworks earlier this year instead of what he usually sees.
Customers wait till the 3rd or 4th. We'll see about 400, 500 cars an hour enter this site to try to buy fireworks. I don't want to tell my customers I don't have any fireworks to sell them.
Even though Sparky's business was ahead of the curve this year, he says with imports on fireworks to the U.S. from China now having a 36% tariff, next year could be a different story.
You gotta love the fireworks business to stay in it, I guess, right? And I truly do.
Now, next year's 4th of July is America's 250th birthday, a huge year for fireworks. Sparky says conversations on a possible shortage for next year are already happening. So get your fireworks while you still can. Back to you.
Rachel, thank you very much. Governor Gretchen Whitmer says she needs to sound the alarm about new Republican-backed tax and tariff proposals, saying the plans would hit Michigan's middle class the hardest. A new report from Congress's Joint Economic Committee suggests that working families across the state could lose hundreds of dollars next year, while the wealthiest Americans get a tax break. The governor says the stakes go even higher, with health care access on the line for hundreds of thousands of Michiganders. Senate Democrats passed a 5-bill package today to regulate ghost guns and keep concealed weapons out of the state capitol, but Republicans voted in unison to oppose those bills. Tim Skubic is here for you now with a full debrief on the 5-bill package.
There was zero bipartisanship on this so-called gun safety package, as 19 Democrats said yes and 17 Republicans said no way.
These bills are a misguided attempt to regulate so-called ghost guns, but they ultimately punish responsible gun owners rather than address the root causes of gun violence.
Currently, state lawmakers and law enforcement officials can carry concealed weapons into the state capitol. The Democrats, however, voted today to ban that practice involving citizens who carry.
Here in the Capitol, law-abiding citizens are not granted the same rights. We should all here be focusing our energy and resources on measures that continue to make our communities safer.
Democrats also passed legislation to regulate so-called ghost guns and to order all gun owners in the state to get a serial number on guns if they don't have them now. And this Oakland County Republican says what they're doing is wrong.
This legislation does nothing to stop black market firearms sales, reduce crime, or enhance public safety. Instead, it burdens law-abiding citizens with excessive regulation and fuels fear over the erosion of their Second Amendment rights. Under this legislation, over 1 million firearms in Michigan would be rendered illegal overnight.
And the senator adds it's illegal. But this Democratic Oakland County lawmaker, the only Democrat who spoke on the package, tried to correct her colleague, pointing to the U.S. Supreme Court.
I would just like to correct a statement that was made from the previous speaker. The United States Supreme Court, even with its conservative majority, just ruled as recently as March of this year that such legislation to regulate so-called ghost guns, as you would any other firearm, by requiring serial numbers is in fact constitutional.
One Republican had an unusual twist on the gun debate, citing the future of America may have been a doubt if
this bill were the law of the land at the moment of our founding, our nation most likely would not exist.
The founding of our country, AR-15s, also did not exist.
The Senate-passed package, with no Republican support, now moves to the House for more debate. Here for you in Lansing, Tim Skubic, 6 News.
A new proposal at the state capitol could shift the conversation that involves better mental health and psychedelic medicine. State Representative Mike McFaul introduced legislation to decriminalize the use of psilocybin, most commonly associated with psychedelic mushrooms, for individuals suffering from PTSD, a move he says is especially critical for veterans. The legislation removes criminal penalties for therapeutic use, and McFaul says it's to give veterans and others living with PTSD safe access to alternative treatment without fear of legal repercussions.
We have the opportunity to treat these veterans with well-known, well-proven solutions. And if we do that, we could probably add to the quality of life of those OIF and OEF veterans so that they can be around a lot longer and have a quality of life without PTSD and without heart conditions.
Supporters say the bill aligns with growing national conversations about psychedelic-assisted therapy, particularly for treatment-resistant mental health conditions. A Michigan lawmaker is taking aim at illegal immigration with a pair of new bills he says are aimed at tightening enforcement at both the workplace and within the state's prison system. Senator Jim Runstad says the proposed legislation is about protecting jobs, saving taxpayer dollars, and giving the state more tools to monitor immigration violations. One bill, if passed, would require all public and private employers to verify the citizenship status of prospective employees. The other bill requires the Michigan Department of Corrections to track and report on the citizenship status of all inmates. Both bills have been referred to the Senate Committee on Government Operations. In downtown Lansing, a ribbon cutting took place today to celebrate a few new businesses located within Middle Village. A total of 3 new boutiques will open up and will introduce a fresh lineup of women's fashion and original designs. Lansing Mayor Andy Shore attended the ribbon cutting ceremony and says these additions are important to the growth of downtown.
Hoping that, we get more awareness in the community, let people know that we are down here, and let people know that we're just not a boutique. We're not just your regular store. We're here to help people elevate not just their style, but their mood, their purpose.
The new boutiques are BB's Boutique, Blueprint, a beauty boutique, and B House Originals.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
The heat and humidity will continue for several more days, along with some rain chances as well, but there are still big changes anticipated for next week. Check out the 5-day rainfall outlook across the region. Notice some green, some yellow showing up, indicating maybe an inch or more of precipitation. That'll just come down to whether or not you get under some of those thunderstorms. The chances day by day, well, for tomorrow, 40% chance of some showers and storms. Good chance, 60% chance on Friday. The 2 dry days, that's Saturday and Sunday, before rain chances return late Sunday night and into Monday. As far as the high temps are concerned, we're going to be hot once again after today's temperatures near 80. We're in the upper 80s for Thursday, mid 80s Friday and Saturday, back to 90 on Sunday, and humid. Then things cool off next week, lower 80s, but the humidity is going to drop quite a bit, so it's going to feel a lot better by the middle portions of next week. Doppler radar still shows a few showers and storms to our east, otherwise not a whole lot happening. Severe weather outlook mainly to our west and to our south this afternoon, although certainly any storms that form during the heat of the day could become severe. Level 1 risk again for tomorrow. For Thursday, just a question of how much storm coverage will we actually see? Friday's storm chances, and we'll have some storms out there, but the threat for severe storms at a level 0, which just means there could be some storms, but nothing too strong. So we look at precision cast tonight through tomorrow morning. Other than a stray shower, we should be relatively quiet through tomorrow morning. By around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, a few showers and storms start to pop up. Not a lot of coverage, and pretty quickly they're moving out of the area, so just another chance for a stray storm tomorrow evening. To our northwest, quite a bit of activity organizing. It falls apart before it makes it here. Most of the rain should be in northern portions of lower Michigan. As we move from Friday morning into the afternoon, again, a few showers and storms start to pop up, but how much will we see? That is, of course, the big question. Temperature-wise out this afternoon, it's 76, but muggy in Lansing, 81 in Mason, still 90 in Hadrian. That's where the hot weather is for today. On the Skyview Network, McLaren Cam, mostly cloudy skies. Temperature at 78. We made it up to 80 for a high. Only 407-inch precipitation today. In Grand Ledge, temperatures at 79, 1/100th of an inch of rainfall, so not a whole lot happening. Meanwhile, in Jackson, the current temperature at 84, today's high 85, not a drop in the rain gauge. Final stop in Hillsdale, where we've got some sunshine out there. Temperatures at 88, morning low was down to 71. For tonight, overnight low down to 69 degrees, and it's going to be muggy again tonight and tomorrow. Temperatures start in the upper 60s, but warmer to the upper 80s tomorrow afternoon, with a threat for a few showers and storms. The 6-day forecast, weekend looks good. Highs very warm, though. Starts to cool down by Tuesday with lower humidity on the way. Warms back up just a smidge, but still looks pretty good for next weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of like that for a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's summertime. I guess we expect it.
We expect it. We appreciate